Hey guys, this is Michael Hermes, and today we'll be talking about the legendary 88 MP-1. It's one of my favorite sounds from the 80s and 90s used by people like Paul Gilbert. The two main channels that I'll be going over today are the tube clean and tube distortion. You can modify the overdrive 1 and 2 values for both the clean channel and the distortion. You can get an incredibly articulated sound, or if you put it on the clean channel, you can get sort of a light gain, crunch type sound. To start with the guitar, I'm using my Kiesel CT624, which is going straight into the 88 MP-1 preamp. After that, I'm running it through the Fryette Power Station, which is acting as a power amp. Then I'm routing it back into the load section to drive it and attenuate the sound, but that's completely optional. You will need a power amp if you want to run the MP-1 into a real cab, but what I'm doing here isn't going to make a big difference. Finally, I'm running a cabinet impulse through the Fractal FM9. I'm doing this for the sole purpose of monitoring without any latency. This is effectively the same thing as just running an impulse plugin or going directly into a real cab. As far as personal thoughts, I would definitely recommend running it through a power amp, particularly one where you can modify the tone a little bit and add some thickness or weight, because from the start it can sound a little bit thin, but it's good at sounding that way. If you heard from the beginning of the video, it sits pretty well in a mix, and I was just using the edge setting and the saturation from the power station for that. As far as acquiring an MP-1, I think a lot of the ones on the market are pretty banged up, but not outside of the range of fixing. Even though mine was in fairly good condition, the battery just went out and it no longer saves presets, so I'm gonna have to solder in a replaceable battery. I think the clean channel can be pretty diverse. It can range from very clean to pretty distorted, and I think that's a really nice feature. You can get a lot of different sounds out of that. The 88 MP-1 is one of my favorite things from the 80s and 90s, and I would highly recommend you look into getting one if that interests you. If you found this helpful or entertaining, please consider subscribing and leaving some feedback in the comments section. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.